Good evening. There's a guy in this room called Paulo Lumala. He's sitting at the back. So Paulo asked me, he challenged me. He said, climb Renzori. And I was stupid enough to take up his challenge. And as it turned out, it was the most humbling experience of my life. When I arrived in the Renzoris, I found that the guides there, I think the most experienced one, or the one who spoke any decent English, was able to communicate effectively, I think was a primary school leaver. And yet, we found out very quickly that our lives depended on these guys. And if you've trekked in the Renzoris before, you need every help you can to get to the next stage. So there was this one day, got into a crevice, there was nothing. And I asked the guy, what do I do? He looked at me once and he said, come down. I had been CEO of a big organization. And this guy is giving me orders to come down. So I just went down. I had no choice because I couldn't stay at 5,000 feet. I would have died. So when we were coming down the mountain, it was raining like hell. So we got to this steep decline, which is almost about 300 meters. And it's like coming off the highest skyscraper you know. And you're coming down like that. And there are no steps. It's raining and the grass is slippery. But at some point, the guy tells me, slide down if you can't come down. It is raining. I'm in thin trousers. I'm sliding down. And rain is running down my butt crack like hell. I was reduced to me as a person. And so, folks, today, if there's only one lesson you take, it is that you are not anything you do. You are just you. The question is, do you really know who you are? So, some of you like to pretend that you are humble. And then you put on these affectations of humility. You're the same person who is pretending to respect very big people, but you're screaming expletives at a waiter because they delay to bring you water. Humility is an attribute you acquire over time. And how do you do that? And where's the starting point? The starting point is a simple place called self-awareness. And it will take you time. Understand what the triggers are that set you off. Do you know, or are you capable of being authentic? Or are you putting on a show? You're depressed, but you're posting pictures of you looking happy. Do you know what it actually means to be polite? And how do you develop the behavior to be polite? Or do you just want to pretend? So the first thing you do is figure out who you are. At your core, who are you? Can you be authentic? Can you be true to who you are? Those are questions you will battle with for the rest of your life. So there are things that help you on that journey. One of them is courage. The courage to accept that, for instance, like me, you have gray hair. And that's the end of the story. So you can either accept that or you keep spending 2 weeks in the salon trying to keep it black. So acceptance of your circumstances as they are, not as you think they are, but as they are, is absolutely important on that journey. Acceptance of any circumstance. So if your circumstances change, accept. So it is important for you, figure out who you are, be authentic, and accept your circumstances as they are. I'm here now talking to you. In my former circumstances, I should be at the Serena talking to, but things have changed. Back to where we are today. One of the ways in which you can develop humility, you're going to need to simulate adversity for yourself. as a physical reminder of your limitations. So what did I do this afternoon? I ran from Kampala to here to test whether my feet are still what they used to be 20 years ago. It was a painful discovery and a reminder of the limitations that I have. Now, there are other people. We're part of a bigger community of budding ultra athletes, and we do crazy things. We hike, we do all sorts of things. Part of the reason is to really check. Some of the guys I'm dealing with are less than half my age, and I'm chasing them around Kampala on the streets trying to see if my pace can keep up. But it is one way that I remind myself that adversity helps you to check yourself. So if you don't meet adversity, simulate it. Finally, please, 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 learn to read. Learn to read. There is no difference between somebody who can't read and one who doesn't read. You're all the same. Why is it important to read? Because you learn how people acquired certain human attributes. And I'll end with the interesting story of perhaps the greatest African who ever existed, and that's Nelson Mandela. Now he is in jail. He had been a firebrand, training militarily and speaking great English and being in court, and now he was a jailbird without a blanket. He figured out that if he was going to do anything, he needed to learn Afrikaans. He needed to put himself in the shoes of his opponents if he was going to defeat them. And it is a skill he developed for 27 years. If you're going to practice humility, learn empathy. Learn to put yourself in the shoes of other people. Learn to do things for the benefit of other people, and don't expect any reply to you or any gratitude. But also, be grateful. Always be grateful for the circumstances you find yourself in and for the opportunity to be good to other people. And I'll just say to you that if you practice gratitude, you will understand what your purpose is. And when you figure out what your purpose is, it will be so huge, you will be so humble that you won't need to act out humility. It will come naturally to you and you will go places. Thank you.